My name is JC Cabrera. I'm the Applications Engineer and Marketing Manager for Graphtec America. I'm really excited to be here and show you guys the capabilities of the CE7000. You know, there's new accessories, there's new features. Let's talk about what we can really cut with these machines. So the CE7000 will give us the ability to cut team uniforms, rhinestone templates, glitter heat transfers, custom performance wear, personalized t-shirts, car decals, and more. So the CE7000 will also give us the ability to cut more material in less time with less waste, so you can customize more items. There's a lot of factors that determine the number and the type of materials a vinyl cutter can cut. And Graphtec America has those covered. So we've got the three sizes, the 15, the 24, and the 50. They all can generate 450 grams of force. They all have a speed of 35 to 39 inches per second. Combine that with the digital servo controller, that means you can cut items up to 25 mil in thickness. So we're going to be showing the 15-inch cutter. You can only cut up to 15 inches, but you can load a 20-inch roll. All the machines do come with just one blade holder and pen holder. Now what I've got here, because I'm cutting this cardstock here, I actually chose a different blade. It's actually a 45-degree angle blade, but it's a lot thicker than what it would normally come with, okay? This one's a 1.5 millimeter in diameter, so it's a lot thicker. All three of the machines now come with perforation. So they have two positions, all three machines. That's very important to remember because the back position coincides with the Teflon strip and the front position coincides with the channel. So you can perf through it, and that'll avoid any ruining of the blade. Another thing that's important, and all these machines have, is that they all read registration marks. So there is something that's called an ARM system, and there's a new ARM system, automatic registration mark sensor. Basically what that'll do is that will read registration marks, and that will tell the machine where it needs to cut. A new feature is that now you're able to save all your jobs in a thumb drive. In the past, we actually only had two connections. We had a serial port and we had a USB port, but now we did away with the serial port. You have a USB cable, you have an Ethernet, and you also have the USB thumb drive.
Nice.
So you have options. That's the nice thing about this machine, because we're going to the next level. There's options, and some of these options is to choose how you want to either retrieve or send your job. If you notice, none of these machines here are currently connected with any computer at all. It's not connected through Ethernet or any type of cable. That's because I'm using a USB thumb drive. And we're able to do that through our software, which we'll get into. You save all your parameters there, then just save it in the thumb drive. If we're all familiar with that, this means that we can set our speed, we can set our force, and any other special feature that we need to do, we can turn that on. And in our software, we'll just tell it, hey, I'm going to use condition 1 and condition 2, save that to the thumb drive. The nice thing about this cutter is that this cutter grows as your company grows. Let's say that you're just cutting vinyl, but you want to get into something else. Well, this machine can probably cut other material as well. Again, and it's all because it has all these special features and these accessories that make it possible to cut all these different types of material. One of the new features that we have with this machine is we've actually changed the actual look of all of these machines, okay? So you'll notice that it's not all about looks, but it does serve a purpose, okay? So now the machines actually track better the way they are built. So this particular machine here comes with a stand, okay? The one that we saw before is just the desktop, so it doesn't come with a stand. So this one comes with a stand. You can put your media in the back. It also has media locks, okay? Which those media locks will allow the roll to actually give you those 15 feet accurately all the way through. And again, all of these machines can just do vinyl cut, and they can do print and cut, which is the contour cutting that we would use with the registration marks. that brings me to some of the other features that this machine has. Typically, the way the machine works, and most machines work, is that they will pierce the material and start cutting and won't lift until it needs to go to the next cut. Well, there's a feature in here that's called tangential emulation. And basically what that does is that'll lift at every corner. And when it lifts at every corner, it's just ensuring that it gives you those sharp corners. What comes hand in hand is the overcut. So with the overcut, let's say, for example, if we're cutting like those sequence templates, and it's a lot of little circles that are on there, you want to make sure that it completes that circle. Well, you can have a starting point and an ending point by using that overcut. So you just basically just put a value on there. So those are two unique features that we can use, again, when we're cutting small letters or big letters. There's other features in there as well. Besides the speed, there's something that's called acceleration. Acceleration is very important because what that does is it actually slows the cutter down when it's doing a curve. So again, a lot of features, a lot of tools, giving you the ability to cut different types of material, different types of cuts as well. One of the big differences with this, of course, is the size. You're able to cut 50 inches. You can load a 54-inch roll, but again, you're only going to cut 50. It does come with 2 additional pinch rollers, unlike the 15 and 24 that only have 2 pinch rollers. This one has 4. You're not able to add additional pinch rollers with this one. What we want to show with this one is the barcode system. Okay, so with this, you're able to run multiple jobs. This is something where I would recommend using the basket, because the basket is actually set up in a unique way. So as your material is coming down, it's actually folding nice and neatly. Because when you're using the barcode, the whole purpose of using the barcode is to having many jobs. Okay, so this one will avoid you coming here and choosing every job or sending every job. All you have to do is, again, you use the thumb drive, have all your jobs in the thumb drive, or you can have all your jobs on your computer. You can have them sitting on the queue, and you set up your machine and tell it that instead of retrieving the jobs from the thumb drive, you can retrieve the jobs from the software. And that software can be either Cutting Master 4 or Graphtec Pro Studio, which are free with the purchase of the cutter. Now, the Cutting Master 4 is a plugin for Adobe Illustrator or Corel Draw. The Graphtec Pro Studio is actually an entry-level software. So if anybody doesn't have any one of those 2 softwares that I mentioned, that's okay. This is a neat little drawing program that actually is it's pretty strong. It actually has everything that you need. So it will even create contour cut lines for you if you're not sure how to create that. So it's a very simple software, but very strong as well. So that software will also create the barcode system. You'll notice that the barcode has 2 parts to it. One is a black box there, and then the actual barcode. So what it does is, this is called the start mark. It'll actually read the start mark, and that is going to be telling it, hey, there is a barcode that you need to be reading. And it'll do that for every job. So it will read this, then read the barcode. Once it reads the barcode, then it will look for the job. This is where you have previously told it that you want to retrieve it from the computer or from the thumb drive, and it will do that for each one of the barcodes. You can see how it's reading it already read the barcode, reading the registration marks. Now, the registration marks are very beneficial because it's not only to tell the cutter where it needs to cut, but it also identifies if the media that you have loaded on there is skewed. It will actually compensate for any skewing on there. So once it sees it, if you've loaded your material on crooked, it'll say, hey, I've noticed that the material is crooked, not a problem, I will adjust to it. Another nice thing about this cutter too is that you can make changes on the fly. So let's say that it wasn't cutting right, maybe you needed to add more force, you needed to add more speed, for example. Well, you can click the condition button and make those changes on the fly and keep going. let's go through some of the accessories that come with the machine that are kind of important. So for this particular size, it comes with these roll media trays that you see here. So with these roll media trays, you can actually load a roll of material. Okay, they load in the back, and they've got a couple little wheels there that helps that smoothen out. Another accessory that you can purchase with this machine is that you can get these, it's called a carrier sheet table. So you can get these and put these on here, and it actually converts this machine into a flatbed pretty much. So that's a new accessory, and you can use this for the 15-inch, and you can use this for the 24-inch. Another accessory that we want to point out that it's very important, each one of our machines comes with this loop here. Now, what this loop is going to be able to do, it's going to do two things for us. One, it's going to help us extend the blade to the thickness of the material that we need to cut. So let's say, for example, we're going to be cutting a vinyl. Well, the vinyl typically is about 2 mil, 3 mil. Inside, when you stick this blade holder inside the loop, you'll be able to see like 10 lines. Each one of those lines is 0.1 of a millimeter. So when you move the blade to one of those lines, it's actually like moving it to 2 mil. So you'll be able to cut your material a lot easier. Another thing too is that you can also check your blade. So if your blade gets dull, for example, if you're noticing that you're having to increase the force on it, it usually tells you that your blade is getting dull. Well, with this, you'll be able to tell if it's getting dull, and you'll be able to replace it. Notice another thing too is that these machines have a basket. They are optional. They're not included with the purchase of the cutter. But if you're doing long runs, or if you're doing a lot of cuts and you're letting it fall here, well, this will definitely help you.
I want to give a very special thank you to our guests, our co-presenters today, which is going to be Glenn and JC from Graphtec America. Thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Jerry. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having us.
It's been an absolute pleasure, guys. If you guys have any other questions, you can go to graphtecamerica.com for technical support, for additional questions or anything like that. And then, of course, you can go to, if you have questions about something that you purchased from Heat Press Nation, you can, of course, get in contact with us at heatpressnation.com. Our customer service team and technical support team is still available at 800-215-0894. We're working from home, just like everybody else. From everybody here, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you. Bye, guys.